Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at each life path number's forecast for December 2023. So we are inching quite quickly towards the new year of 2024. And so I do have those forecasts up on my YouTube channel and my podcast for each life path number. If you haven't checked yours out, be sure to do so. This is also a great time to take a look at your own personal numerology and a year ahead forecast or your diamond report. If you'd like to take a look at that or dive a little bit deeper, then book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Life path number 7. So you all are going to be working with the energy of the 8 for December, as well as frog energy. And so this is a really interesting dynamic because usually with 8 energy, this can be the powerhouse energy. This can be about empowerment, seeing a lot come in around like money and resources and status and influence and, all the things sort of associated with the physical plane. But a lot of times when an 8 cycle comes through, it's something that requires us to sort of have a greater vision, work towards that greater vision, sort of become the expert at something as we move through towards empowerment and, integrity and all of these things, right? So it's a big energy. But because it's coupled with frog in December for you all, I almost get this sense like there's something where you've been working really hard towards something. You've been very ambitious. You've been dedicated towards whatever this is, this bigger vision, this greater something. And you've been working really hard at it for quite some time. And now you're sort of in a place with frog energy coming through where you can kind of relax a little bit and now see what comes to you. Because there is this energy of opportunities presenting themselves to you at this time. And if you think about frog energy, the frog is not, it's not the predator that chases down. It's not the one who's going to exert a lot of effort for its sort of nutrients type thing. A lot of times it just sort of sits there and waits for the food to come to it, and then it just grabs it, right? So there is a lot here to unpack metaphorically, right? So again, because it's coupled with the 8 energy, and the 8 energy is not sort of more passive, it's a more ambitious energy. But that's what I mean. I feel like you've already done the work. I feel like you've already put in this effort to step into something more empowering, to step into something that's full of integrity or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you've been going to school or in some kind of a program where you are becoming the expert at something. And now it's time to share that expertise or live that expertise or whatever the case may be. And the opportunities to do that will present themselves to you. And then you can pick and choose what you want, like what aligns for you, what feels good for you, and say yes to that. And that's really that image that I get with frog, like the fly or whatever flying by the frog and the frog just sticking its tongue out and grabbing it if it looks good to him, right? So there's definitely something about that. But there's also something about contemplation and observation. So making sure that what does present to you, it feels good and you're not just jumping, no pun intended. You're not just jumping on the first thing that presents itself to you if it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't feel aligned. There's some there's just some contemplation that needs to go into it just to make sure that it feels good for you, right? Before you commit to something or say yes to something that you didn't give it some time to think about it, to see how it feels for you. Because with frog energy, there's not a lot of impulsivity. And, though with 8 energy, there can be a lot of taking risks and trusting yourself to do that. It's sort of like the marrying of those two energies where there may be some things, some opportunities that present themselves to you or some ideas or inspirations that come in for you. And you do need to take a risk and trust yourself in that process. But then also it's not this like over exerting, like overly ambitious, like trying to control the situation type of energy with frog, or the 8. It's more about, again, you've done the work, now see what presents, and then contemplate or really feel into if it feels aligned for you. Like, is it something you want to commit to or pursue or investigate further, to be curious about? Yeah, and I don't get this sense of like impulsivity. So it's something that, again, if an opportunity presents itself to you or an idea, it might be something that's been percolating for a while. It might be something that's been like you've been working at it for a while, and now the opportunity presents because you're ready for whatever this is. Yeah, so I would say there's a little bit of this energy in December of receptivity, of just sort of being observant and see what presents. And then once it presents, whether it's just sort of a feeling or whether it's an actual tangible physical something that presents, whatever that is, feel into it and then make the decisions accordingly. So yeah, I would just say if you have to force anything this month, it's probably not a good fit, right? It's more about this month seeing what presents to you now, whether again it's more energetically, like it's the idea comes in, or the desire, or whatever, or the motivation, or if it's something tangible presents. But this isn't an energy of forcing or trying to make it happen. You've already done the work. So yeah, I kind of love that. And in doing that, marrying these two energies, it's like you really do get to say yes to whatever feels good for you and what feels most aligned. And so you're sort of setting yourself up for, going down a path that, feels good. So, and that's the goal, right? So I hope it is a beautiful December for you all sevens. Take care. Bye for now.